Welcome back to Ego and Empathy, the podcast where we explore the psychology behind human behavior and the subtle ways it shapes our lives. I'm your host, Mandy. And today we're talking about a manipulation tactic that leaves you doubting yourself and questioning your reality. It's one of the most common tools used by narcissists to escape accountability and turn the spotlight back on you. Today's topic is blame shifting. Blame shifting happens when someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions and instead twists the situation to make you feel at fault. You confront them with something they've done, and somehow you end up apologizing. It's confusing, disorienting, and emotionally exhausting. Over time, it breaks down your confidence in your own perception. So how does it work? Let's say you bring up an issue calmly. You might say, "I felt hurt when you lied to me about that." A healthy person might respond with understanding and accountability, something like, "I'm sorry, I can see how that hurt you." But a narcissist will rarely take that route. Instead, they deflect. They'll say things like, "You're too sensitive," or "You always twist things," or "Maybe if you weren't so controlling, I wouldn't have to lie." That's blame shifting. You came to talk about their behavior, and within seconds, the focus is on you. Another example, you might point out something small, like them being late or not following through on a promise. Rather than addressing it, they'll remind you of something you did 3 months ago. They'll say, "Well, what about the time you forgot to call me back?" It's never about resolution, it's about diversion. They change the subject so that they never have to take responsibility. This tactic works because it plays on your empathy. If you're a caring person, your instinct is to listen, to reflect, to question yourself. So when the narcissist blames you, you start thinking, "Maybe I did overreact," or "Maybe I could have handled it better." And just like that, they've escaped accountability again. Blame shifting can also take a subtler form, where they act like the victim. You might hear things like, "I can't believe you'd attack me like this after everything I've done for you," or "You're always finding something wrong with me." Suddenly, you're comforting the very person who hurt you. It's emotional role reversal. And the longer it continues, the harder it becomes to see what's really happening. So how do you know for sure that you're dealing with blame shifting? There are a few key signs. 1. The topic of the conversation keeps changing until it's about you instead of them. 2. No matter what happens, they are always the victim and you are always the problem. 3. You leave every argument feeling confused, guilty, or emotionally drained. And 4. You can never seem to get closure, because the issue never gets resolved, it just gets redirected. Once you start recognizing this pattern, you can begin to protect yourself from it. The first step is to stay centered in the original issue. When the narcissist tries to twist things, calmly bring the focus back. Say something like, "We can talk about that later, but right now I'm talking about what happened earlier." Repeat it if you have to. They'll try to pull you off track because distraction is their defense, but you have to hold your ground. The second step is to stop defending yourself endlessly. When you defend yourself, you're playing their game. They want you to get emotional, to prove yourself, because that shifts the power back to them. Instead, respond with calm, short statements. For example, "That's not what this is about," or "I disagree with your version of events." You don't need to convince them. You just need to stay steady in your truth. The third step is to trust your feelings. Blame shifting makes you doubt your reality, and once that happens, they win. If something feels off, it probably is. You don't need their validation to know that your boundaries are being crossed. The moment you start second-guessing yourself, pause and breathe. Ask, "What was I trying to express before this got turned around?" Come back to that, because that's where your truth lives. And the last step, refuse to take emotional bait. Narcissists use guilt, anger, and tears to pull you into defending yourself. If they say something hurtful or provocative, resist the urge to react. The less emotional energy you give, the less power they have. Remember, their goal isn't understanding, it's control. Standing firm in the face of blame shifting takes practice. You might still get caught in the trap sometimes, and that's okay. Awareness grows with each experience. What matters most is that you keep coming back to your center. You can't force a narcissist to take responsibility, but you can stop carrying the blame that doesn't belong to you. When you stop reacting, they lose their favorite weapon. When you stay calm, their chaos can't reach you. And when you choose truth over confusion, you begin to reclaim your peace. If this episode helped you recognize the signs of blame shifting, take some time to listen to the other episodes in this series. Especially the ones on love bombing, silent treatment, and guilt tripping. Together, they help you see the full picture of how narcissistic manipulation works and how you can protect your heart from it. Thank you for listening. Stay grounded, stay calm, and never let anyone convince you that your truth isn't valid. You are allowed to hold your peace and your power. I'll see you in the next episode.